Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. We're going to jump into some training right away, very quickly, just so I can give you guys some perspective, let you know what's going on. We're just not that far out from the meet at this point, and I wish I could say things were going a little bit better, because I felt like I was on a roll. Up to that mock meet, you know, everything was going perfectly, everything was feeling light, which is not really the case right now, unfortunately, but I feel like I have some things going on that you guys can really relate to, which I don't really hear anyone else talking about in other channels, so hopefully this will help some of you guys out. So on Thursday, I went into the gym and I had to work up to doubles on squats with 395 pounds. And honestly, this felt like 440 when I hit it at the mock meet. Now, granted, this was for 2 reps, but it just felt entirely too heavy. So I started thinking, like, did I deload long enough after the mock meet? Was I too aggressive? And maybe I was. I mean, I'm no expert here, so maybe this is going to be a lesson learned. I'm kind of jumping straight into my meet prep now. We'll see how it all plays out, but things just did not feel as light as I would have hoped. Went on to some bench press, felt okay, but you know, still a little bit heavier than I would have liked. Friday is typically an off day for me, but I had to go into the gym because I gotta skip my off days because I'm gonna be doing some traveling for work. Now, this is just part of life. I do not live in what I consider the fitness bubble. Like, there's no ideal situation for me. That's why when I talk to you guys, I try to make it very clear that what I do fitness-wise is not optimal, but I do what is realistic for the life that I lead and the job that I have, which is perfectly fine. So I went to the gym on Friday and did my deadlifts, which honestly did not feel too bad. I was working with 450 pounds for doubles, and things were moving pretty good. So it's kind of strange to think that deadlifts are going well and squats and bench are what I'm really struggling with. Well, not struggling, but just not going as smoothly as I would hope, which is usually the opposite. But anyway, went to the gym, did that. Then yesterday I did some positive parallel squats, just average, you know, still feeling a little bit tight. And then I had to do a bunch of yard work, so my lower back is absolutely taxed right now. So I have to go into the gym. I have deadlifts, overhead press. Well, I have 2 deadlift variations and overhead press, so we'll see how that goes. If you can see right here, I'm getting ready to pack up some clothes. I got to fly out to Florida, which I'm not too mad about, but it is a work trip, so that is why I've been skipping my off days, because on these work trips, there's just usually no way I can get to the gym. That's not even making an excuse. It's you have a jam-packed agenda. It's boom, 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 and I'm out there for work. I'm there to work, obviously, and connect with the people that are other people in my company. So I'm not going to put this mock meet or anything really above that. So we'll see how this training session goes, but I just say all this to say, you know, like I'm always telling you, find a way to make it happen. Though this is not ideal, I would much rather break these training days up, take the rest days when I'm supposed to, but I'm just making do with what I have. Okay, so those were supposed to be pause squats. Now I realize that those pauses were either very, very quick or non-existent, and I'm thinking the latter. But I went in kind of playing mind games with myself, just the way I was feeling as I was talking about in the beginning of the video. And sometimes, whether or not it's fitness related or not, it's better to just figure it out as you go along. So don't think about how many reps you have left to go. Don't think about how many things you have to do in a day. Just figure it out later. I mean, mentally psyching yourself out over every little detail is really not going to benefit you at all, because in the end, it always ends up okay, right? So that's kind of one of the things that helped me as I went along in the workout. I watched that clip back. I was like, you know, that's just not good enough. So as I moved on to some shoulder press or military press, whatever you want to call it, things did get a little bit better. Now I'm not working with a bunch of weight here, but I'm just trying to get some extra pressing volume in here. And then finally we went back to deficit deadlifts. Now the issue here was I was standing on these soft mats, so setting up for a deficit sumo pull is never the easiest. If you're pulling conventional, you can put a plate under your feet or something like that, but when you're a sumo puller, it's a little bit more challenging. So I had these soft mats, which essentially felt like deadlifting in running shoes, which is obviously not ideal, and the fact that these were just moving all over the place. But again, you can't use that as an excuse. You're never gonna have the ideal training setting, even though, I mean, my gym is close to perfect in my opinion. It's just I didn't have anything better to use. So I made do with what I had, got the work in, got the weight that I needed to hit, and got the reps in, and that's gonna be it. Independent visionaries never fail. Packing is the absolute worst thing in life.
Lion! Stupid.
Okay, so not too bad of a view here. Okay, so we made it to Florida. We'll do a very quick room tour. Boom, 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 boom. You see everything. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So as you can see, we're not working with a whole lot here at the hotel gym, but we will do what we can. I planned it out so my bodybuilding day would fall in today, and I'm gonna take the next 2 days off, and then when I get home on Thursday, I will get back to my normal powerlifting routine. So I think it's all gonna work out. I don't know. I think this look suits me a little bit better. You get it. You get it.
I can't come down. Not today. I feel alright. They believe every word I say, and it seems so jaded.
So you know why I love YouTube? I was able to essentially just document the last week of my life in like 10 minutes, which is pretty cool, especially for reference purposes. I still go back and watch a lot of my old videos, so being able to do that down the line I think is going to be really neat, especially hopefully I'll grow up one day and have kids and have a family and be able to show them like, look how much of an idiot your dad was. I don't know, I just think it's really awesome to see. Now obviously it's cool to watch my lifting progress, but I've just been, you know, random things I've thrown on this channel. I ran across this video the other day where I documented the first time I saw this house before I bought it. Alright guys, what do you think? So far so good. I mean, I could put a gym area down here and still have tons of room out. And I never made that video public on the channel. I just didn't think I had a place, but just for me to have to be able to go back and watch, I think is gonna be really cool. And just so many different things, meeting people for the first time, different places I've gone, different experiences.
John,
LP.
AP,
Yeah.
come together, everybody.
I'm always going to be able to come back and look at this. Now I get a lot of flack from you guys about not being very active on other forms of social media, which I admit. I do a terrible job at prioritizing them. And it really comes down to time. Now, time is a terrible excuse. It really is, because I do not put a very high priority on them. And I just feel like for the return on investment, you don't get much out of them. Now, I do enjoy them, don't get me wrong. I like to check my Twitter, my Snapchat, my Instagram, just like everybody else. But I'm a very all or nothing type of person. So I feel like I can't give them the type of attention that they require. I mean, think about people on Instagram that have huge followings. They're taking pictures every day. They're setting up these pictures. I can tell. I mean, they're not just like holding a phone in front of their face and taking a selfie. They're pretty elaborate setups. So by the time I do this YouTube thing, you know, my time is pretty limited. So other than time, I will go through the other forms of social media and tell you why I suck at them. Let's start with Instagram. I feel like Instagram is everyone's favorite. First and foremost, I do not like selfies. I do not want to sit there, set up a camera, and take pictures of myself. That's just not fun to me. I do not enjoy that, and I just don't think I can add much value doing that. Now, obviously, I can post pictures of food, but I do that on YouTube so much that I kind of be cannibalizing my YouTube channel, which I care about a lot more. I mean, you guys don't want to see the same thing on every social media platform, I would imagine. And really, my life is not all that exciting. I sit in a cubicle most of the time, and the other times I'm doing YouTube videos or some personal things, which I do post on Instagram from time to time. Try to get a picture up, you know, I don't know, once every week, every other week, whenever I can. I don't know. So Twitter, I do admit I'm getting more and more into it as time goes along. I feel like it can be very value added. You can get on there very quickly, get some good highlights, news, sports, different stuff like that, good information from people that you look up to. So I try to stay a little bit active on there. I mean, nothing crazy, but as you guys know, I enjoy running my mouth. But the problem with that is I'm very limited on there. There's nothing about me that's concise. I have a hard time conveying the message that I want to get out there in 140 characters or less, which is why I try to push myself to use Twitter, because I think it's actually a good personal development exercise. So Snapchat creeped me out a little bit first, I'm gonna be honest. I was getting some weird stuff on there and did not know how I felt about it. Thought it might be a little bit too personal, but I don't know, maybe that's what I need. One of the things about Snapchat I don't like is that I'm not a comedian, and I feel like you have to be a comedian to be on Snapchat. You gotta use all the fancy filters and make people laugh, and I just don't do a very good job at that, but I mean, I guess it has its perks, right? So that's kind of my take on social media. I didn't even mention Facebook because I don't use it and I think it sucks, to be honest. I think it's just like a big platform for people to complain, and I don't need to see that. So I guess this is where I try to get you all to follow me, try to become really internet popular, which you guys are always more than welcome to, but just if you want. So the other thing I should do is I should probably remake like my what is it, your handle, like I think it's like TRAVS1429, which means absolutely nothing. So if you guys have a good handle for me, let me know. I need to change them all so they're all the same, which they are now, but I just need to change them to something different. So that is going to be the end of the video. Very random, I know, just something that was on my mind. So thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate that you took the time out of your day to watch this video. You guys could have been doing anything, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. That's pretty cool. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. I'd really appreciate that, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time.
Wait, does that make me a woman?